Hello, all of my elite creators, and welcome to Elite Prints and Creations. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can DIY and customize clock faces. The most popular ones would be the ones from Walmart that you can get for $3.88 plus tax, of course. And I'm going to show you how you can customize them. Now, there are different templates available. If you do Google searches, you may be able to find different templates that you can trace and kind of add your own little spin to. I have also put together a set of template faces that have 15 different fonts, so you can mix and match them with any theme. And I also have templates for the different minute hands. That link will be in the description box if you choose to purchase that to help with customizing and personalizing your clocks. But this video will show you how to do it in Cricut Design Space. In a lot of the groups on Facebook, people were kind of upset because they're like, well, I use Cricut. I can't do this in Cricut Design Space. I don't use any other programs. Now, you will be able to design it and print it from Cricut Design Space. However, you will not be able to cut it with your Cricut machines because the way that you will print this, you won't have your full registration marks. I'm going to show you how to kind of trick the system and trick the, trick your printer or the program to print bigger, and you will just have to hand cut it. At some point, depending on when you are watching this, there will also be a link for the live demo of how to hand cut it or how to put it together, how to take the clock apart, and all of those things. So go ahead, look in the description box for the link for that video. All right, so we're just going to jump into this. I am going to use the templates that I do have available for purchase. They are just $8, and you'll get, like I said, you get 15 faces as far as the fonts for the numbers and 3 templates for the different hands and minute. So we're going to go to upload. Alrighty, what's going on with Design Space? All right, upload. Okay. There we go. All right. You're going to go in and upload your SVG. To me, ever since they went to the desktop version, Cricut runs a little bit slower to me. Alrighty, I'm going to go to my folder that has all this. So if you purchase a template, it will come as a zip file. Make sure that you extract the files so that you have access to all of the different SVG files. Mine shows the Affinity logo on it. It doesn't matter. These are still SVG files. So even if it shows the Affinity logo, that's only because that was the last one that it opens up in. But rest assured that it will open in Cricut Design Space. So even though it says Affinity Designer on mine, if yours happens to come up that way, it still will open. It is an SVG file. So I'm just going to choose, let's say 13. And if you did not want that one, you can always just hit replace and then look for a different one. So we're just going to go ahead and hit save on that. And then you would upload again, and you would bring in your minute hand and hour hand template. So I have 1 and 3 open, uploaded. So let's go ahead and upload 2. So browse. And we're going to come down to clock templates, and we're going to choose 2 and then open and save. Alrighty. So we're going to click here, here, And I'm just going to open up this particular image that I downloaded earlier from a tutorial. So we're going to click on that and we're going to insert. When it comes to the face of it, so that it goes to the right size, the way the SVGs open up in Cricut Design Space, it's a little bit smaller. So before you make any changes, before you ungroup, you want to change it to 7.55, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about whenever this opens up. You don't have to adjust like the image or even the numbers, but the template part, you want to change that. Excuse me. All right, so this one, we are going to shrink this down because it doesn't need to be that big. So it's locked in place, and we're just going to make that 8, okay? And so that goes off to the side. Again, this template is what we want to adjust. So we're going to click on that. Why did you go back bigger? What happened here? What's happened here? I don't understand why it left it big. So let's oh, there we go. All right, we're going to click here. And I can't see it. So I'm just going to make my position 0, tab 0, just so that it can bring it down. And right here for size, you're going to double click on it and you're going to write 7.55 and just tab. It should change the other one because it's locked. It becomes 7.55. And that's going to make it to where your circle here is exactly 7 1/4. We're going to design it at this size first and then take it down. All right, we are going to right click and ungroup. This was set up to have a bleed. If you're going to do this with sublimation, you want to have the bleed. You can do this with sublimation or with regular paper. Some people are using sticker paper, regular cardstock. So you have a number of options, excuse me, as far as how to, customize or how to print it. But if you're going to do sublimation, you're going to want to slice to the outside circle. If you're going to just do this as a regular, on cardstock, and you're going to hand cut it yourself, you want to slice it to the red circle. So I'm just going to place this, oops, undo. Okay, I did undo one too many times. So we're going to move this here. Okay, and then you're going to select the red circle, hold down Shift, click on the image. All right, well, let's click on the red. I wasn't quite on the image, so hold down Shift. It was selecting the blue one, and click on the image. Now that's selected. You're going to now see where you can select slice. We're going to slice it. All right, we can move the red out of the way. We can move the outside of the image. We're going to delete that. And I also don't need the blue anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one because of how I'm doing it. I don't need the bleed. All right, I'm going to send this to the back so that I have my minute hand on here. Now, this particular one, you can't change the minute hand and the hour hands on it. The other ones where they're separated, you can. So for this one, it would just be one solid color. You're going to click on it. So clock template 2. We're going to come over to where it says fill. You're going to make it a print. And then you can change the color. If you go to advanced, you can make that whatever color you want. So let's choose, kind of like try and get into this whole turquoise range. So we can choose that. And then when it comes to your face, we are going to pull this, well, make it a little bit bigger. Let's also bring it to the front and place it here and adjust it. You can probably make it. The size of it is totally up to you if you want it bigger, smaller. Once you kind of have it sized up, you can select everything. You're going to go up here to where it says align, and you're going to choose center, and it will move everything, you know, where it needs to be, and it'll be perfectly aligned to the center. All right, we're going to click here. I'm going to make this print so that I can change the colors and you will see it when I print. And the templates that I have, because Cricut Design Space does not allow for offsets, the offsets are already there for you. So you can, you know, customize it even more, and you can make each one a different color. So we're going to click on it and ungroup it. This is the outline, I believe. This, let's see, make sure. So yeah, that's the outline. You can, again, make that whatever color you want. Excuse me. All right, if I try and go to like kind of like the green and try and match up the green that's there. The one thing I do kind of appreciate about like Silhouette Studio and other programs like that, like I can sample the colors and get exactly the color that I want, you know, from the image. All right, I'm going to click on the top one, and I can choose to make this white. I can make it orange. I can make it whatever color, you know, I desire. I think the orange is a bit much. I kind of like the white, so let's go with that one. All right. At this point, you can add text to it. So if you're someone that designs a Cricut Design Space, you kind of know where to go from there as far as adding text. If you are brand new to Cricut Design Space, this isn't really a tutorial on designing fully in Cricut. I do have some that kind of touch on it, but there are some amazing YouTubers that have full on videos that really teach you the nitty-gritty of Cricut Design Space. For me, it's a little bit too limiting, so I don't spend a lot of time in it. But if you wanted to just add a name to it, so let's say we're just going to personalize this. My son's name is really long, so I'm going to put the first part of his name. So let's go caps, M-E-K-H-A-I. So we're just going to put, you know, Makai, even though my son's name is Makai Jeremiah. And so let's put that there. And you would be able to go in here and change the font. Let's see. Let's go. I think that's a paid font. Oh, but will it still allow me to use it? All right. And then, so for this part, let's go with the yellow maybe. I'm just going to go print and make that like a yellow. Maybe somewhere in there. And then this piece, I could have even made it, you know, pink is in there. So let's just go ahead and make it that pinkish color. I don't really like that one. So let's just go with like a gray or a black. I could have made this one like the grayish, the pinkish color. But the possibilities are endless. It is totally up to you how you customize, you know, the text on it, the fonts on it. All of that is up to you. Okay. Maybe I should go with like that blue that is not quite turquoise, but it's somewhere in the family of it, like this really bright blue here. All right, well, somewhere in there, but you kind of get the idea of how you would customize it. Then we're going to select it all, and I'm going to attach it so that it stays together. Now, here is the key part of this. Once you attach it all, you want to take your size down to 6.25. Very, very important that it goes down to 6.25 for the next part when it comes to printing it. I'm going to hide this because I don't need it. All right, we're going to go to make it. Once we're here at make it, we are going to, oh, so it's telling me I have to purchase the font. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. I guess you can't even, you can design it, but you can't really purchase it. I mean, you can't even make it without purchasing it. So I'm going to, let's see if it will, if I hide it, will it still ask me to purchase it? So let's go make it. Okay, nope, perfect. We are going to go continue. For your font, just make sure that you use a font that you don't have to pay for, and then you will be all good. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry, send to printer. I was looking at the top waiting for it to connect. There's no machine connected. Just send to printer. For this one, it has a dark outline, so you don't really want the bleed on it. You want to be able to hand cut it right to the edge. So you are going to take the bleed off. You're going to turn on where it says use system dialog. And then once it finishes its thinking process, you're going to hit print. It's not going to print. If you read it there, when you click that, when you hit print, it's going to take you to your print options. So as long as this is here, you can choose print. It's not going to print out. It's going to take you to your preferences. I personally use Epson 7720s. I have 3 of them. I have 2 for pigment inks, or basically regular inks, and 1 for sublimation. This should work with any printer. It doesn't matter which one you have. You just have to find where to enlarge it or reduce it, and like how to scale it. You just have to find that area of your printer's preference page. So for me, I'm going to choose my top one, and I'm going to go preferences. You will choose whatever print settings you would normally use. If you're using it like on glossy paper or photo paper that's made for an inkjet, you may want to use the glossy setting. For me, whenever I'm doing anything like on a matte paper, whether it is a regular type ink or even sublimation, I use the same settings for everything. Premium presentation paper matte. You don't have to use premium, you don't have to use presentation paper, excuse me, to be able to use that setting. It's just a setting that tells the printer to drop down a lot of ink a little bit closer together, and you get really great prints with it. So I go to premium presentation paper matte. I go to more options. I go to custom, advanced under color correction. I use color controls, and I use Adobe RGB, the gamma 1.8, and I hit OK. Here is where it makes a difference as far as like being able to do this directly from Cricut Design Space. Oh, other thing, I get asked all the time about high speed. I never turn it off. It doesn't really serve a purpose for me to turn it off. I never turn it off. So right here where it says reduce enlarge document, you're going to check that, and you're going to go to zoom to. You're going to make this 115%. That is going to blow it up and spread it out to where your circle will end up being 7.25. 7.25 is what it will be, just by taking it up to 115%. I've only tested this with the Epson printer, but if you're designing it at 8.5 by 11, it should be the same no matter what printer you are using, but you want to do 15%. Now, if you are doing, sublimation, if you take it down to 6.25 and you want to, actually no, I think if you take it down to 6.25 and you blow it up, it's still right at, because you want to do the bleed, bleed. So actually, if you're doing sublimation, you really don't have to crop to that, that bigger circle, because you do have the bleed function within Cricut Design Space. So scratch that about doing to the blue, stick it to the red, make it 6.25, but add bleed, leave that highlighted. That way you have that extra little buffer so that you don't get any white markings on your glitter cardstock if you choose to sublimate. All right, so I'm going to take this back to 115. Again, that's the most important part, is the 115. If you feel like you're going to do a lot of clocks, you can save this setting so that you don't have to go and input it every single time, especially the zoom to 115. Just go to add, once you have all your settings done, go to add and remove presets. You will name it. I've actually already named this one 7.25 clock template. You would put that there. You would choose an icon for it and you will hit save. I'm going to close. So that way, if you are on something else, when you click on that preset, see, it goes to 115%. All of my settings here will be already set for me, so you don't have to think about it. Presets are a great thing to learn how to make. I have a video over on SILAHOLICS Anonymous about how to set your presets up, so go ahead and check out that video if you want to know about setting up presets. But you would just hit OK, and then you will print. It's going to come out. When it prints, this part of the registration mark will be cut off, and that's why I say you can't do it as a print and cut because it's not going to register, but you definitely can hand cut the outside and the middle portion. In my live demo video, I will show you, how to do that exactly. All right, but hopefully this video was helpful. If you did not watch my other video about how to print larger from Cricut Design Space, that is, how you can play around with the settings and adjust it to figure out what's going to work best for you. Check out that video. Depending on how the image is designed, the percentage and the size paper that you printed on will give you a little bit more, a few more options. Again, whenever you do that, you will not be able to cut with the machine, but you will have a print that is bigger that you can either hand cut or just cut the registration marks off and use that to sublimate because it'll be a bigger image. All right. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me. Also hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I release new content. In the description box, you're going to find the link to purchase the template. If you are looking for sublimation paper, I was a longtime user of A-Sub. I just tried out some paper from Craft and Bessie's. I'm telling you guys, that paper is awesome. I'm testing it along with some other papers, but right now, from what I've done with some of the other papers and testing that one a few days ago, that paper is bomb. So I will also go ahead and leave the link for their site in the description box if you want to check out Craft and Bessie's for their sublimation paper. All right, guys, until next time, have a great one.